I think still have to be a bit closer. Yeah, it's a bit sensitive. I think you can just pull the base a bit nearer to you. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, can I start? Okay. Welcome to another episode. The third episode on the new set. Here we got Alvin. Alvin, thank you so much for coming.
No problem, my pleasure.
Very nice bike, Pinarello Dogma F. I'm not a fan of the color actually, but we'll go through about it later.
Sure.
But I always like to start with my interviews of getting to know the rider first. My
Okay.
first time meeting you as well.
Sure.
First of all, thanks again for coming. So we're here again at
Pleasure.
Weekend Bike Fitter Bicycle Ranch. Have you heard of this place, by the way? Need to do a bit of marketing for them.
Actually, no, but it's very nice, the place.
Shane behind his camera don't do marketing. Do you know about this place?
No, I don't actually.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Alvin, thanks for coming, man.
Most welcome.
Who are you? How long have you been cycling?
Okay, actually I'm so-called a COVID cyclist. I started cycling probably in 2020, second half of the year. I started out from a 4D, actually a Brompton. So probably end of the year or beginning of 2021, then I started to get my first road bike. It's a S-Work SL6. Yeah. Then after that, I tried another one. I sold and I gotten a Pinarello Dogma F10, and then I sold too early because I ordered this one in 2022 this year. CNY period, after CNY, actually the first or second day of CNY, when they launched MyWay. So I sold my F10 quite early in March or April. Then I got an interim bike, specialized SL6. So I waited till November, around there. Yeah, I waited about 9 months or so.
Then you got this Dogma F.
Yes.
So you are a COVID cyclist. You started during the COVID era.
Correct. And I started with a 4D though.
Folding. So you had a bunch of friends who started folding with you, or?
Yes, correct. So started out, PCN cycling and all that. So after that, try out my first route probably was at TMC actually.
On the folding bike?
Yes,
How was it,
correct.
man?
I mean, at first it was tiring. It's like a never-ending stretch. Cannot see the end. See no light one. But yeah, so after that, I got used to it. Then slowly improve, gradually cycle more, and that's how I come to getting a road bike.
So it was the F8.
F10.
F10.
Yeah, F10.
The second hand?
Yes, it's a second hand, correct.
Okay, so I'm going to assume like most people that I interviewed, they started off with folding bike, and then when they move on to a road bike, it was because the folding bike just couldn't keep up to the speed.
Correct. So actually, what got me to take out the first step to go for a road bike is I told myself, if let's say I can hit the average speed on my Brompton, probably about 25 or 26 on along the TMCR stretch, then okay, maybe it's a motivation for me to go for it. Yeah, so actually I did it, so okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then F10, second hand. When you were hunting for a second hand bike, what were you looking for?
Actually, main thing is the price because because by nature I was actually a car salesperson. So buying, selling, I'm trying to get the best deal out there. So I'm trying to find for the lowest bike with at least a decent parts and all that. So the F10 came about when I saw on Carousel. I mean, it was quite okay, slightly below market price, and the color is nice, white and blue, or so I went for it. Yeah.
But was it your size? Was it the right size?
Yeah,
for you?
it's my size, 46.5.
Oh, quite small. How tall are you?
166.
Okay.
Yeah, 166.
What group set did you come with that time when you bought it?
Oh, that time it was Durace.
Oh.
Yes, Durace.
Di2?
Yes, it was the Di2, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long do you own that one for?
Owned for actually a few months only because before that I was riding a S-Works SL6. So after changing to the Dogma, I felt that the whole bike is actually stiffer. So it gives me a very different riding dynamics and experience. So it's stiffer, it's better to roll and all that, So I actually instantly fell in love with the Dogma.
Wow.
So it's like once you get it, you won't turn back, that kind of thing.
When I posted your picture for IG story yesterday, right? Your SL6 was actually from Winston, right?
The pink color.
I don't know, because I
SL6.
think Winston, who's Winston Lee?
I can't remember.
Anyway, the guy, he does YouTube,
Okay,
the
okay.
Winsty, and then I think he DM me, it's like, hey, I think I sold my bike to this guy.
Okay.
Do you
okay.
remember that guy was quite a buff guy? SL6.
SL6, you are referring to the S-Works?
I think. Oh wait, you have how many SL6? do you
Okay,
have?
my first bike was the S-Works SL6. It was
Okay.
a pink color, purple, with a bit of stripes of design.
Uh-huh.
Then after that, I gotten the F10. Yeah.
Okay. And then after F10, then this one, right?
After F10, then it was a blue and white specialized SL6.
Oh, so what happened? Why did you go back to the special? Why did you go back
Okay,
to SL6?
like I say, because I sold the bike too early. Because normally when I posted the ad, right, for the Dogma F10, I thought I thought it would take quite a while to get it sold. So, and then because I ordered my bike in February, so I thought maybe I give myself 4 months. So, just nice when I posted my bike, probably in April or something, the Dogma. The F10, I mean, it was sold within a month or so, surprisingly quite fast.
I think during the COVID era, bikes were just flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Easy to sell, expensive to buy.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got this Dogma F.
Yeah.
Why the Dogma F? Were you already very convinced of the F10 at that time?
Yes, actually, the F10 changed my perspective of the whole cycling dynamics, of how a bike should be. So, really, it's very different. I mean, of course, S-Works and all the other brands are all actually very good, but I just like the stiffness of the Dogma. Yeah.
When you bought this, right? It was also during the peak of COVID, or already.
When I bought this, the Dogma F, it was in 2022 after CNY. Actually, it was the first or second day of CNY when Italy, their Pinarello website, they launched the MyWay series. Then I see the color, I thought they were then. So I just, placed an order. So I ordered through CycleWorks. Yeah.
Can I ask you how much is this? How much was the? You bought frame only, right?
Okay, I bought the frame and the handlebar. So actually, I did compare prices. I know whether if I buy a full bike it's cheaper, or if I buy the frame and the handlebar without the wheel set and the group set is cheaper. So actually, Kenneth, one of the bosses at CycleWorks, is actually very friendly, really. So he said, it's up to me. Whichever that I prefer lah. So I did my own research and asked around. So actually, if I were to source for my own parts, it's slightly cheaper. Yeah, so I gotten the frame and the handlebar from CycleWorks.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much was it?
Okay, I would say the frame itself is about, normal color is about 10.5. If I were to add in the MyWay, it's about plus 1.5, so it's about 12K.
Okay.
Handlebar, I can't remember, probably around 1,500 or so.
Okay.
MyWay, yeah. Then, but total in all, I spent about 25K plus.
Wow.
For this bike, yeah.
You said you're a car salesman, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of this kind of bike? Obviously cars in Singapore are very expensive, but is it worth the money? Like, when you buy a car, there's like so many parts, there's an engine and everything, right? It's just
Correct.
bicycle frame.
Okay, firstly, because it's a hobby and a passion. Then really, during the COVID time when I got my when I got my 40, I really enjoyed cycling. So I really want to, step out of that boundary or of that comfort level and, explore further. Then I always feel when I was cycling Brompton, I always feel people on road bike very cool, very stylo, the kind,
Yeah.
So I give it a try lah.
It's good lah. Like, you pick up a new hobby, it keeps your fitness in shape and everything, right?
Correct.
Wow. Okay, so how often do you cycle?
Okay lah. Previously, when I first started cycling, it's maybe once a week.
Okay.
Till date, probably now I'm doing 3 to 4 times a week.
Oh, that's quite often.
Yeah.
What's your current mileage now? It's pretty high for the year. Now we are almost year-end Christmas.
I didn't really go and see my Strava, but based on my last year, it's about 4,000 plus.
Okay.
Yeah, 4,000 plus.
Don't worry, I'm much more lower than you. I don't have the time to ride.
Yeah.
Then when you placed the order, you went to CycleWorks, you told them, okay, did they do a bike fit for you or?
No, actually, they are not very supportive of bike fit because they say, the only fitting I get was when I got the bike itself physically. After they install the parts, then I just cycle up and down the car park. Then he cannot see, then he just adjust, did some minor tweaks here and there on the saddle height, the angle and all.
But that's after getting the bike, right?
Yes, correct.
But before that, how did he know that you're a 46.5?
Because like I said, I was riding a F10 before that, so I know my frame size. It's definitely 46.5.
Okay.
It's just maybe the stem, the reach and everything. Yeah, so it's it's around there lah. I mean, cannot run one. Yeah.
Okay, so you went to the shop, tell Kenneth I want 46.5, place the order. What is the wait time?
Wow. Okay. Initially, he told me 4 to 6 months. That was very optimistic lah. So, but eventually, because to be honest, I also felt very bad. I kept chasing him. After the 6 months, I kept chasing him almost every 2 weeks. Asking where is it, how is it, how's status, any news, any good news, that kind of thing. So, eventually, it came after 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah. So
but he told you initially 4 to 6 months, but maybe it's beyond his control, right?
Correct.
Maybe it's like stuck in Italy or whatever.
It depends on the allocation from Italy as well. Yeah. So it's about 9 months or just
but
9.
are Pinarellos made in Italy? I thought they are out of some other.
I don't know because he liaised with the factory. Then I suppose it's Italy though.
Okay. So you have to pay a deposit.
Correct. So okay, how it works is of course you go to there, you tell him what color you want and what size you want. So he will see from his list, he see whether is there any allocation, for this size. So he said if there is, so he will send an email correspondence with Italy side or whatever. So he will let me know in a few days time whether this bike request is accepted by Italy side. So after I think 2 or 3 days, Kenneth give me the good news, say okay, I've gotten an allocation for this size under MyWay. So it's a special color theme. So I went down and put deposit. Yeah.
You wanted the MyWay color anyway, right?
Yes. No. Okay. Initially, right, because I was also looking for Pinarello for quite a while already, ma. So when the F just came out, I was like, okay, I'll go for white. The crystal white or the midnight blue. Then after that, the MyWay came about. So they launched the MyWay series. So I went down and configure, slowly play around with the color. Yeah, then I chose this color.
So the configuration is all done on their website?
Yes, on the Pinarello website.
Okay. You did it yourself? You went home and did it, or you went to CycleWorks to do it?
I went home. Actually, it was during CNY period, so they haven't opened for business yet.
Okay.
So I actually Facebook messaged him and then asked him, I want this size, this color. So over at the Pinarello website, right, I just got to configure and spec up the bike. Then after specking up the bike, then Pinarello will send me a PDF. So inside the PDF, there will be actually the specs of the bike, the size, and the color. So that's where I sent him the PDF. Yeah, then from there he made the order. Then of course he has to ask Pinarello whether is there any allocation for my size.
Right.
So yeah, so once he has gotten a confirmation, then I went down to put a deposit.
How much is the deposit? How much do you have to pay for deposit?
5,000.
It's a fixed 5,000. It's not like a percentage of the frame.
No, it's fixed 5,000.
Non-refundable.
Correct.
Have to commit.
Yeah, so it's like actually there was a point of time where I waited I think 9 months 7-8 months Yeah, then I very pek already because I was looking also on currency whether are there any other dogmas in the market. F12 also okay. Yeah, then after that I think never mind, I wait so long already, just wait a while more. Yeah.
But a while more might end up even longer, right?
So that a while more is about 1 month plus more.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is okay, now let's move on to the color. I think I don't want to delay other people about the color. Very interesting color. I've never seen this. Are you the only one with this colorway?
Yes, okay, the exact color, yes. I saw another one with the same top tube, they call it neon pink. But the bottom, the other guy's one was midnight blue. Mine is actually a glory blue, so it's lighter shade of blue, not the darker one. So so this, I think so far as of now, from what I know, I think I'm the only one with this color.
Oh, very special. Hopefully this is also the only one on YouTube. But I need to say, the color on the screen doesn't do it justice, because when I saw it on photos, it looks much more pale. Then when I saw it today, it's like, wow, super striking, man,
yes,
especially the pink.
When the bike arrived, right, when I first went to CycleWorks and take a look at the bike, when Kenneth took out the bike from the box, really it's very striking pink, very striking really. It's very bright.
What's the inspiration? What were you going for? Like, why this theme?
Because I prefer bikes with brighter colors, more eye-catching. I mean, since I'm buying something more so expensive, really might as well I buy something that will let people get a second glance at it,
Right.
Yeah.
So when you did on the website, did it look like that? Like the question I like to ask, or people would like to know, is when you do it online, does it really look like it on?
No, actually on the website, right, what I see on screen is actually darker and a bit more dull.
So you wanted it darker or dull, or?
I want it brighter.
Okay. So they told you that you will come up brighter.
Yeah, they did preempt me to be brighter. I mean, all the more I'm happier lah. Yeah.
Okay, so what color is this? What do you call this?
It's MyWay. So it's actually a customized color scheme. So like for example, track they call it Project 1 or something, right? So for Pinarello they call it MyWay. So for the top tube is neon pink, and then for the bottom part is actually they call it glory blue. So, and I even opted for the handlebar to be in the MyWay color also, neon pink as well.
Oh, you mean so the handlebar you
Standard
have to...
is black.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. And do you get to choose the decal, like how the Pinarello decal color
Yeah,
will
so
look?
they actually, I think if I'm not wrong, that time when I chose, there are two options. One is either this chrome silver color. The other one is I think it's black. So I think since my bottom part is a bit darker, so I go for chrome. So it's to, and anyway, I think chrome is the newer one because last time the F12 is only in black or something or white. So chrome I think is only on the F. Yeah.
Okay, then let's move on to other parts. If you can introduce the rest of the parts.
Okay, maybe start from the top. So the handlebar, I think I opted for the shortest one, the smallest one. So I think it's 80 mm. Yeah. Then
If it makes it easier, you can look at the screen. Can
yeah.
you see?
Can. Okay, so from the top is I opted for the handlebar to be in also the MyWay color to follow the frame color. And then the front wheels, or rather the wheel set is I went for the Princeton 6560. Yeah. Because what Cycleworks is offering is actually the Dura-Ace wheels. It's actually more shallow, shorter. So I prefer something thicker, more aero kind of feel.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So,
Sorry, our guy just pushing the... thanks. Okay. So yeah, Princeton, you just wanted it a bit deeper.
Yeah, then I like the chrome part where it complements with the decals on the frame as well. Yeah, so it's like one whole thing. And moving on to the to the group set, so I went for the Dura-Ace 12 speed, the 9002 series. Yeah, and then
OSPW, man.
yeah, the OSPW came about probably after 2-3 weeks, about 3 weeks after I got on my bike, because this is actually a new color. When I got on my bike that time, it's not here yet. They just launched only. So I also took enough to reserve a piece for me lah. So when it's here, about after 3 weeks after I collected my bike, then it came about, so I could went there back.
So happened that the jockey wheel was in this color.
Yeah, coincidentally, correct.
Oh, and these are Chris King hubs also, is it?
Yes.
So you spec this with Chris King hubs?
Yes, both are Chris King hubs, correct.
Wow. Okay. So and then your saddle, this is
Fizik.
Fizik. Is it Antares?
Yeah, the Antares Evo R00.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually the carbon rail.
Okay. On saddle,
Yeah.
how do you decide on this kind of saddle? Long nose, short nose?
Okay. Actually, the saddle it comes in two sizes. For this model lah. So I mean, I chose for the bigger one, more comfortable lor. So that's why I went for the bigger one. But it's the Fizik Antares Evo R00.
And also your power meter, these are the Garmin Vector, is it?
It's a Garmin Rally RS. It's for Shimano clips one, yeah.
Oh, why Garmin? Like, it's not very popular power meters for Garmin. Usually you go for Faveros, Wahoo Speed Play.
I don't know, because I think okay, actually I got this at a steal lah. My friend actually got it quite cheap for me. I mean, compared to normal retail pricing. Yeah.
Now looking back after you have done all this, you tried so many different bikes, you upgraded so many things, right? If you were to go back in time during that folding days, right? What would you have done differently? What kind of bikes would you have tried differently? Or maybe to people who are out there who are on the folding bikes, what's your advice to them?
I mean, because it really depends on what they want. If they are just leisure cyclists, of course, no need to spend that much, If they want to explore or go, to achieve a higher speed, maybe can try a very decent, use a road bike to try out first, because they may not like it. When I first gotten my S-Work SL6, getting it on it and trying out, right, really even the balancing is also different. So very different. It's much lighter. I need to different kind of controlling rather. Yeah.
So Well, let's say if I'm a newbie to cycling, I'm folding bike. Do you think I should go for cheap decathlon bikes like $500, or should I at least get a decent, maybe a Giant or a Canyon secondhand is
I
like
think
2,000?
a decathlon bike is good enough, really. I mean, I have another friend. He's also on a decathlon bike, but he's also a very fast rider, much faster than me. So, so I mean,
You want some water?
and it's okay, it's okay. So actually, yeah, a decathlon bike is good because you may not know whether you like it or not, you know. So no point wasting money get a more expensive bike. After that you don't like it, then you want to sell, you lose money and all that. So I think a decathlon bike, a 500 to 1K bike is good enough. Or even those China-made bikes like Vogue or something, you know, they are also okay. Really, it's just to give you a feel of how a road bike rides. Yeah.
But what my friend last time told me, or I've heard, my friend told me that when I wanted to get into cycling, right, they told me don't go for the cheapo one because you will end up just writing it off.
Okay, of course there are some things you need to take note of. Maybe, for example, the group set. I would actually advise if you want, even a cheap bike, Decathlon or whatever China-made bikes is okay. But maybe the group set minimally also a 105 lah. Yeah, so you will really, I mean, enjoy the shifting and all that.
Yeah. So riding the Dogma F, how does it compare, compared to, the bike that you had?
Okay, it's, I would say it picks up speed, right, very easily. And it holds speed also very easily, very well.
Is it because of the frame or a combination of the wheel set also?
I'm sure if it's definitely with the wheel set as well because the wheel set is more aero. But the frame itself is an all-rounder, I would say. So, and the bike is so stiff, so it really makes the whole, I mean, I don't know if it's a mental thing or what, but the average speed just got up by, a bit, yeah.
Do you think money buys speed, or it reaches a point where it becomes diminishing returns? Like whatever much you spend, the returns just so small.
Of course, you don't expect the kind of very big gains or returns, It really depends on your own legs as well, your own engine. But yeah, it does helps in a certain way, to a certain degree. Of course, the more aero it is, the easier it is to hold a higher speed when you're rolling.
Are you going to make any immediate upgrades on the bike?
I think
What's
no,
the next upgrade?
I think I'm very, very happy and contented with what I have now. Yeah.
Any other bikes that interest you in the market right now?
Actually no, but before I gotten this bike, right, I was also contemplating whether to get the Venge. But the time sold out already, no more already.
The old Venge,
Yes,
like my
correct.
one. So you would have gotten that if they was in stock.
Yes, if they are brand new, like if they are still selling. So
You want to buy my Venge?
no, I got this one good enough already. Yeah, so actually it's actually quite good the feeling, because really it's what I did previously for my previous bike, right, the SL6 Specialized, the limitations is there really. Alu wheels, and then really very different. Yeah, so really is a notch above.
But people always say the Dogmas are a very stiff and unforgiving bike to ride. Do you think that's true?
Yes, it is stiff. Unforgiving, depending on how you see it. Really, for me, it's a plus point because, okay, I mean, I used to play cars, so I also prefer cars that are stiffer, better
Bucket
handling.
seats.
I mean, bucket seats, not really, but I mean, they are stiffer, better handling. So for bike, it's also the same theory as well. Stiffer, can go a bit, the resistance lesser, can go faster, that kind of thing.
Yeah. On the wheels, right? Before I just move on to the IG questions, is they have this wavy thing. Sorry, I keep forgetting the term. 6560, meaning that the peak is deeper, right?
Yeah, so the higher part, the thicker part is actually 65.
Yeah, that's
then
60.
the shallower part is 60. So that's why they call it 6560.
Do you think it makes any difference to the performance having this such a pattern?
When you're, of course, on a flat, there is a difference, really. Even for the Zip 454, also Wavy also, yeah.
Okay. What is the weight?
It's approximately about 7.5 kg around there. Yeah.
Okay. I think usually these brakes are floating around 7.5-ish.
Yeah, and then because also this pedal is very heavy also. Heavier than normal one.
Yeah.
Then the wheels are of course heavier as well. So that adds up to that few hundred grams.
The Chris King hubs are quite heavy.
Yeah, also.
Yeah.
Correct.
One last upgrade, I think it's your bottle cage, man.
It's the most one
Change to carbon lah.
Okay, enough already.
It's already high spec already. The last bar is the saw thumb sticking out is the not carbon bottle cages. Okay, now I will go on to my IG questions.
Sure.
Okay, the first question is, what do you do for a living to afford a 25k bike?
Okay, because I just transited to a new career. I'm not working in a bank, but I just shifted only. Just changed career only. But before this, I was actually doing car sales for about 11 years plus or so. So of course, times were very good previously.
Yeah.
And I had a bit of savings. So yeah, so I got on this bike lah.
What do you tell the guys who want to afford a 25k bike? Usually the younger guys who just started out. How do they afford a 25k bike?
I would advise them, don't buy lor. Really, get a bike that you can afford to, a decent one. Buy what you can afford lah, within your means.
Do you think there is a pressure here for people to buy nice bikes? Especially you go for group rides, right? And then people are like, wow, riding on nice Dogmas, and then you are here on a Decathlon bike. Do you feel that there's that pressure?
Yes, to a certain extent. I would say a small percentage will feel that kind of pressure. They would want to, own such a bike lah. But of course, like I say, to their own comfort level, to their own financial means. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Why not just paint the whole entire bike pink since your OSPW is also pink?
Because the whole thing pink may be a bit dull, so I would prefer to have something more contrast. Pink and a bit of the darker blue. Yeah.
Wow. Ever thought of painting the spacers and the top cap also in pink?
No, because the bar tape is black, so
give it a bit of contrast.
Yes, correct. Whole thing pink, you cannot distinguish the difference of the stem there.
Okay. Do you really think this bike looks good? And he said, I'm not talking about the color, I'm just talking about the frame.
Yeah, actually, because what also entices me was the so-called Dogma. They are known for their asymmetrical frame at the back. So, that is also one unique point.
But this one is not asymmetrical, right?
No, it's not. Yeah, so, but that actually what entices me. And then, of course, the frame design, as in the shape-wise, I'm very comfortable with the looks of it. Yeah. So, if you ask me, Cervelo is also a very good bike, but the shape-wise, it's like, I don't, it's not for me.
Which Cervelo are you talking about? The one with the triangular bar, is it?
Triangular bar? Oh, the S5.
Is it S5? Yeah.
S5 also, but for me, it's more of a personal preference. I don't really fancy the shape.
Yeah. Okay, as long as you're happy with what you're riding.
Correct.
This user would like to know, I just bought some Princeton wheels for a new build. Would love to hear about how they feel or ride. I know you touched a little bit more, but if you could give a bit more detailed review.
Princeton wheel, got to see which series also. Of course, there are the shorter ones. The shallower ones. That one, if you're going for Princeton, might as well you go for the thicker ones. Really, you can feel the difference when you are rolling at around maybe 40-ish, 45 like that. Yeah.
Okay. By the time the person watches this video, I think she would have already gotten her bike. Okay. Actually, there's nothing already. It's all on the color.
Yeah.
But there's this person that says, I'm sorry, but this colorway is a no. Why the cotton candy color?
Personal preference. Like you ask me to go for black on black, I also don't want also. It's more of a personal preference. I say because I'm spending so much money to buy a bike already. Must I make it more contrasting, more striking, so that people take a second glance at it. Right. But so far, everybody that I see with this bike, with this current bike, everybody that I saw, their response is very positive, quite overwhelming, or very nice, that kind of thing. So far, so good.
Do you think you find it difficult to sell this bike because of the color?
No, I think it'll be easy to sell also. Because my size 46.5, actually a lot of female riders can buy also. So the Dogma F10 that I sold to was also a female rider also.
Right.
So my size quite okay. This size itself, but the color is also quite striking. I believe there'll be more likes than dislikes.
More likes than dislikes. Any dislikes actually?
So far don't have.
Okay.
Maybe online like what you said earlier on. But so far, honestly, whoever I meet, even new to the group or new people that I meet cycling, right, they all commented a very nice color, very sexy color, So very, very, very nice.
Do you think you'll stick to this cycling game for long? Now COVID is over, you're still cycling.
I think I am because I need to keep my fitness there, and also now, I mean, really, after cycling, I mean, it's like more of a passion and hobby. So I don't think I will put a stop to that so soon.
Okay, last question is what apparel are you wearing? Shoes?
Oh, shoes now it's the Fizik.
Oh, looks very worn, man.
Shimano, yeah, RC7, and my bibs and jersey is actually by FST. Yeah, so it's a local brand, I think.
You haven't gone for the very ultra expensive
I
PNS
have
and all
lah.
this?
No, I do not have PNS. I've got CSPD. I've got Rafa, and Essos. Yeah, but I mean, I just find something that is in my cupboard, just take it out, come meet you already.
Any tips for people who want to buy cycling shoes and apparel? Like, how do they choose? There's so many variety out there.
Tips okay, actually, frankly, my own story is that because previously I was a little bit more more plump, so I went for like a looser fit jersey, so looser. Then after that, I think within 3 months or so, I slimmed down a bit, so it was very loosey, so I didn't wear that already. So I would say listen to what the shop person tells you. I mean, if let's say he tells you you are M but you feel you are L, just go for the M, really. Yeah.
And shoes, when you started cycling, what shoes were you on?
Actually, this is my first shoes.
Until now?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
not tempted to change and buy new ones?
looking maybe at the Fizik, but waiting for a good sale. Yeah.
Okay. Nice shades, by the way. This is 100%.
Yes, 100% correct.
Have you tried Oakley's?
Yeah, I did try before, but I think this one is more fitting. And of
for
course, the lens color fits the bike lah.
How much are these? 100%.
I can't remember. Because I ordered online and there was a sale that time. So if I'm not wrong, it's about 100 plus 200.
Okay, not too bad.
Around there, yeah.
Okay.
It's the Hypercraft or something they call it.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's all the questions I have. Thanks again for coming. But anything that you like to tell people, potential people who want to buy a Princeton or Dogma F, any advice to them?
Okay, I mean, of course, before you buy, do some research first. Because there are really a lot of brands, whether it's wheel set or group set or even frames. So you do a comparison first. Then, of course, the budget got to fit, your pocket lah. So. And then just follow your heart and go and buy because you like it. I mean, YOLO lah,
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, don't go and any else splurge lah. I mean, do your proper diligent research first, then you go and buy.
A lot of haters will say that you are crazy for spending $25,000 on a bike. Is it even necessary?
If you ask me, last time, probably crazy. But now, because last time I used to spend a lot on cars. So now, I mean, my hobby has shifted to bikes. So spend more on bikes. Correct.
All right, Alvin, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
I know you have probably a lot of cycling kakis. Please do get them to come here.
Okay.
We can interview them, and then we'll head on and do all the rest of the filming.
Sure.
Can we get a round of applause for Alvin?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cried for you, I tried for you. Tell me why you left me bleeding.